Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Trex and welcome back to another DCUO video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the weapons. So I'm starting off here with Shield. This is kind of bringing back an old format that I used to do, talking about looking at the weapons individually, and then I'm bringing this back. And so we're going to start off with Shield. So let's first talk about the combos. So we're going to go through each combo, including the weapon mastery combos, and I'll talk a little bit about weapon mastery in a little bit once we get down to them. So first things first, the shield weapon proficiency. This is the first skill point that you put into the weapon so you can use it. Putting the weapon in this will allow you to use the spinning backhand that interrupts but is also vulnerable to block. This gives you a stat of +5 to restoration. Now, the spinning backhand is going to be your lunge attack. That is going to do interrupts and also it's vulnerable to block. Now, your range attack is going to be the sidearm throw. That will block break. That's what block breaker is. You'll block break the target, but it's also vulnerable to interrupt just in case the opponent lunges at you. That will interrupt your attack. So next is to further along enhance or improve on the ranged ability. So it's going to be overhand throw. To do overhand throw, you're going to hold the range button, your range button, which would be most likely triangle on the PlayStation 4, or it's going to be your right mouse button. So you'll have your overhand throw, you'll hold it twice in order to do the move. It's going to basically be your first range attack, and then it's going to be the second to allow you to combo there. The next version is the heavy sidearm throw, which is going to be throwing your shield the third time. So you're going to hold the range button 3 times. So you'll hold it to get into the heavy sidearm throw. Now again, these ranged abilities are block breakers, but they are vulnerable to interrupt. So switching back over to the melee side and going into Savage Strikes. So there's 2 different versions of Savage Strikes here. This stat, by the way, gives you +4 dominance. Your first version is actually going to be 2 different combos. So your first combo is going to be the tap melee and then hold melee. That will give you the spinning up slash. To do the leaping stab, you're going to tap melee twice and then hold melee. That will allow you to go into the leaping stab. The next melee combo is the spinning downward cross. To do this, you tap the melee button 3 times and you hold it on that 4th attack. This also gives you the permanent stat of +24 to health. Now, putting a point into spinning downward cross allows you to go over here to the overhead plate smash. To do this, you'll tap your melee button 4 times and then hold it on that 5th. And as you can see here, it does interrupt targets, but it is vulnerable to block. The next ability in the tree is the Shield Uppercut. This gives you an 8 plus 8 to Vitalization, and if you to do this move, you will tap it 5 times and then hold the melee button on that 6th button press. And then next and finally, you're going to have the Devastating Kicks. Devastating Kicks has 2 different combos. The first one is actually a 2-footed slam. That is going to be the tap your melee button 6 times and then hold on the 7th. And then the handspring kick, that is going to be the tap melee 7 times and then hold on the 8th. The shield does have some really interesting combos with it, and it's really actually fun to use if you are a melee-esque type player. So next, let's go into the weapon mastery combos. In order to get the weapon mastery combos, you have to come over here and put a point into shield mastery. Once you have 20 skill points put into the shield tree, the shield mastery will unlock and you can put your 21st point in right there. So once you have shield mastery unlocked, it does require Savage Strikes, spinning downward cross, and sidearm heavy throw. That is because those 3 moves are required for other weapon mastery weapons in the other trees. So coming all the way down here is your 2 is the home run mastery. That requires a 2-handed mastery as well and home run. You'll find those requirements in the two-handed tree, just as you'll find requirements in the dual pistol tree as well. So first, we have the home run mastery, and to do this, you're going to tap your melee and then hold melee 2 times. Big Scoop Mastery is the next one, and to do it, you will tap your button 3 times. You'll tap the melee button 3 times and then hold it 2 times. Next is for the, more or less for the range capabilities, because two-handed still is the home run, and Big Scoop is basically melee maneuvers, even though sometimes Big Scoop could probably be, actually none of them are actually ranged now that I think about it. None of them. Those are your melee attacks. For dual pistols, you'll have Lifting Strike Mastery. To do this, you're going to tap melee 2 times and then hold melee 2 times. And then for your ranged weapon mastery, because you like range, it's the Magnum Round Mastery. In order to do this, you're going to hold the range button 4 times. So you'll basically do your 3 normal ranged attacks to get into the heavy sidearm throw, and then on that 4th hold, you're going to do the Magnum Round Mastery. Now, when doing these weapon masteries, depending on your role, if you're DPS, it's going to increase the crit chance by 360%, and it's also going to increase your critical damage significantly. This is only when the move actually lands on the target. For healer roles, you'll have using the superpower at the moment that your ability impacts will decrease superpower costs. Decrease the power cost, as well as same thing for controller and for tank. So your superpower's power cost will be reduced when doing these if you're in these roles. DPS, get these nice little 360%. Yay. So the stats for the innates, we'll go through these by tier. So the first one, your tier 1 stats for shield is going to be your power / the power crit, heal crit. Next is going to be critical attack damage, your critical healing magnitude, and then finally health. So you can put 3 points into each of these innates. These are to increase your stats before it impacts your gear. So the innates, it's when you look at your raw stats, you'll have raw stats, then the innates, and then the gear on top of it. The tier 2 stats, you can put 6 points into. For shield, these you can put points into vitalization, might, power, and dominance. And now finally the new tier 3 stats that came with weapon mastery. This tier 3 requires 21 points into shield, into any weapon really. For the 21 points here, you do not have to have weapon mastery on. You don't have to have a point into shield mastery. As long as you have 21 points in this tree, the tier 3 will unlock. So with the tier 3 unlocked, you'll have increased stats for power / vitalization, might / precision, restoration, and health / dominance. Now I'm saying / because that's how I'm reading it. But as you can see in the descriptions, health and dominance will be increased, as well as restoration, might and precision, and power and vitalization. So the tier 3 stats really a cornerstone to increase your stats with your skill points. So that's been a look at shield. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time for the next weapon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.